It's tabletop time. I'm Jazza from Draw with Jazza.
I'm Greg from Zdocs.com.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Dan from MonstrumGames.com.
Awesome. And where are we, guys?
We're at the Exhibition
PAX
Centre.
Australia.
PAX, more specifically.
Thanks, Dan.
All thanks to Good Games, Australia's largest tabletop gaming environment. Thanks, Good Games, for sponsoring us and bringing us to PAX. What are we playing today, Dan?
Today we're going to be playing Fiasco, which is a GM-less role-playing system that so everyone plays. There's no game master.
Narrator?
No, there's no narrator, anything like that. It's primarily a storytelling game. There's very little dice rolling. There's no statistics, anything like that. It's
Okay.
the idea is to sort of generate a sort of Coen Brothers-esque heist gone wrong or dysfunctional sort of relationships between the characters, and then story emerges through that as we play.
Okay.
So the first thing we got to do is we should choose a play set, which is essentially a setting that we're going to use. So
Okay.
there's a lot of different ones available for Fiasco. I brought a couple here. We have a nice southern town, we have the Wild West, or we have Antarctica.
I vote Antarctica.
Antarctica?
Yeah.
I'd go Wild West or Southern Town.
All right.
I think.
What's your vote? There's no DM.
There's no DM.
Yeah, that's true.
We just argue forever.
Personally, I would go Wild West.
Wild West. We should roll a d6 that represents each.
Okay.
Okay? You guys roll.
Why don't we flip a coin?
Fine.
I've
whatever.
lost like 3 50-cent coins that I've had on this
Do it
table
the
today.
boring way.
Look, mate. Instead of
You
just
what,
farting
mate?
around rolling dice, heads or tails?
Heads or tails? You go, Dan.
Heads.
All right. So heads Wild West, tails Antarctica. Heads. Wild West.
Okay.
Sorry you couldn't see the coin yet, but you'll get over it.
Okay, so we have this massive dice here. There's 2 red and 2 blue for each player. At the start of the game, we just make sure all these dice are rolled, and we will use these values to generate the details of the setting.
Okay.
So between each of us,
We're probably going to have more people join.
there's a relationship. So I see it around the table. So between me and Jazza, there's a relationship. Between me and Mackie, there's a relationship. Like that. So my relationship to Greg will be more indirect.
Okay.
But between each of us, there's a defined relationship, and there's a detail associated with that relationship, which can either be a location, a want, or an object. So, and through this, our characters will emerge, and the story will build. So,
Okay.
this is the play set for the Wild West. And so during the setup, we'll go around, we'll take turns, and you take one of these dice. The color doesn't matter at this point, just the number on the face. And you can flesh out one of these. So first of all, you can either, there's 2 levels to each of these. So the relationship, for example, this is going to be hard to show on the camera, but on the sheet here, there's larger categories. So for example, you can take a dice that has a value of 1 and assign one of these relationships to be a family relationship. That's the broad category. Once a broad category has been defined, within that, you can use the dice value to be more specific. And so you can take a 2 and say, okay, they're cousins. And then the same kind of system works for the objects and the locations and the needs. So it might sound confusing at first, but let me...
Do you roll twice for each of those categories for each character?
We don't need to roll anymore, we just use the values that are here.
And
So
we actually
as-
get to pick and choose.
And
Yeah.
you're okay, so you choose and assign.
So, and as the pool dwindles, your options get a bit more limited as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go first just to make it clear. So I will...
I'll put that back in then.
Okay.
And you're choosing something to apply to your own character.
It doesn't have to apply to you at all.
You can just pick
So I
something.
can
and-
choose to define the relationship between you two if I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So why are there 3 of these?
because there's 3 relationships between
Why isn't there 4?
You're right, there should be 4. I did do 4, and then I got confused and thought, no wait, there should only be 3.
Hold on. No one joined in my condescending clap.
I'll give you a condescending clap, a condescending clap.
I was joining in spirit.
That was good. We've got the reach thing happening. I've got a super long arm. Oh my god, so do you.
Okay. It's a square.
All right.
Of course.
Now I'm
Okay, yeah.
back. I'm
This
less
makes
confused
much
now.
more sense.
okay.
We're talking about these things which were beside the.
And we have one between each of us. So there's
Yeah.
one between myself and Greg, one
Okay.
between Greg and Joss, one between Joss.
So okay,
and
so we're assigning. Yes.
All right.
Jazza, I should say.
So what?
You should say.
So referring to the to the relationship sheet from the playset here, I'm going to take 5 out of the pool, and I'm going to say the relationship between me and Jazza is crime related. Okay, so now we'll pass to Mackie, and you get to take a dice. You can either fill in something broad in any of these, or you can, if you choose, you can be more specific in that and say what type of crime. Or you
Okay.
can leave that up to one of us. You know, it's up to you what you choose to define.
Alright, so I'm going to take 2 and just try so I can do it between me and him, can't
Yep.
I? And I'll just say work.
Okay. So write down work. And that relationship.
Okay.
So I want to.
Okay, yeah, let's just do the relationships first.
Right, so I could do the crime and make that better, couldn't I?
Yes.
Do we have assigned genders or anything?
Not at this point.
Okay.
Once all these details are fleshed out, then we sort of rationalize it and say, how does this all make sense? What must our characters
For
be?
each other or only for ourselves?
As a group. As a group.
All right, I'm going to take a 6. So you guys are a Chinese opium seller / addict.
Fantastic.
All right. Slim Joss.
All right, cool. Okay, so family, work, the past, romance, crime, community. I'm gonna say Mackie and Dan have a romance-based relationship.
Is that one of the broad categories? Oh,
Yeah.
romance. you're
Yeah.
going with? Okay. Cool.
You have a romantic.
So if you want to prevent that happening, you have to deprive them
I'm
of
really
the force.
hoping someone
It's
assigns the subcategory of unvarnished lust. Hoping that's gonna come along.
Okay, so you're next.
All right. I might try and get this under control. If there's a
Quick rescue.
That's
the
a good
rela-
plan.
Is
That's
there
a good
something
plan.
we?
I like this.
Why? What's wrong with Mackie? I think you're worthwhile, Mackie. I mean, I wouldn't want an unvarnished lust relationship with you, but that's not to say you're not worth that. To
All right.
someone.
I'm going to
Okay.
go. I'm going to make it former spouses.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Okay.
All right, so they haven't got a relationship yet.
No.
Oh no.
That's too easy.
You're too easy. Maybe that's why you guys broke up. Because you're a whore.
Maybe. Just for something different.
Could that be applied through the narrative?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a 6 and make it so the relationship between you two is community.
Community.
You can write that in.
We'll write that in.
You got 2 feet now.
Greg and I have a community-based relationship. I wonder if they're legible at all. So you're just gonna have to go by what we're saying.
You're gonna have to trust us.
Unless
probably
we
a
like,
mistake
unless
from
we
the
like,
start.
You can add it in post, right?
All right.
nope.
We are
It sounds so easy.
we are sheriff and deputy.
Oh, alrighty.
From what?
They're sheriff and deputy, but I'm in a crime relationship with him. I wonder. So he's either the seller or the addict. That's interesting.
This is gonna be great. I like this already.
Yeah.
All right. So we got one relationship that's not filled out here yet. So it's
Yes.
work, but
Okay. And
Where's it
you
used to?
are
yeah.
you're a divorcee apparently, and Greg is a sheriff or deputy, and your relationship to each other, which is work related, and you're a sheriff deputy, so that's sort of your job. Although these things aren't really sheriff or deputy related.
No, this is fleshing out the work relationship between these two. So how do they know each other? Through work? But what
Yeah, it's
specifically?
you two are like no, he's a sheriff and he's a partner.
or vice versa, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna see. Oh, there's not a 5. Oh, crap. Salesman, customer. Maybe there's like a chain of opiate dealing. Anyways, look, I'm gonna go with 3, which is supervisor / employee.
Supervisor / employee.
So that's all the relationships sorted out.
Yep.
Let's rehash those. So Dan and Mackie are sort of exes, jaded ex-lovers. Mackie and
As
Greg
always.
have a work-based relationship as
Supervisor and employee.
supervisor and employee. Greg and I have a community relationship on a sheriff / deputy level, and Dan and I have a crime relationship relating to dealing and using opiates. That's right.
Okay, so now we flesh out each of these relationships with a detail related to it.
Yeah.
So it can be either a location, a need, or an object. So we need at least one of each, but
And this is the last thing we're applying to everyone?
yeah, and then the setup will be complete, and we just rationalize it, and we can start with it. So
Do we have to try and make it make sense with these, or can we be silly with it?
you can be silly with it, and then we'll make sense out of it eventually.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a location.
It's a super serious Maggie.
Okay.
Scam face.
Got to make it real dark. Real dark. See? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do a relationship. I'm going to add a location to the relationship between me and Jezza, which
Okay.
will be Indian country.
Okay.
So out in the wilderness.
Yes, we will get it. Sorry.
Okay. So do you want to add a?
Yeah?
Okay, so you can choose a need or an object, and you apply it to any relationship.
People are trying to take sense.
Again, we start with the broad categories, and then the next time around we narrow it down.
They're all low numbers. We've either got 1s, 2, or a single 3.
The other thing is that when there's only one die left, it's a wild card, so you can use it for anything. The last die.
Okay.
I'm going to say the relationship between you two is a need to get free.
No, you can't. We've already done. I've already
detail.
added a location. So you got to add it to one of the other relationships.
God damn it, Billy! How many details do we add?
I'll still
One
do the
detail
same
per
thing.
relationship, but there's 2 aspects to it. Like there's a broad category and then
I'm going to say between us two then.
okay.
Is this a broad category?
It's location.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
Okay, so what's ours? Need.
To get free.
Perhaps to get free of each other.
Potentially. We'll see how this plays out.
Okay. So Greg, you choose an object.
Choose a what, sorry?
Choose an object. So one of the broader categories there, and apply it either to a relationship between you and Mackie or you and Jez.
Just push the chairs in. Have you picked? What did you pick?
What have we got numbers?
Me.
Did you have
A
to
need to get free between us two.
Yeah.
You'll get it when you get the cheat.
get free from what?
Exactly. We haven't chosen it yet.
Oh,
Yes.
It suggests possibilities as former spouses.
okay. I see.
This is how it all slowly kind of comes together.
Okay.
So this is like an object. Like, how does it?
It's somehow part of your relationship. It factors into things
Okay.
somehow. Yeah.
I'm going to have a newborn baby
Okay.
with the sheriff deputy.
What?
Oh gosh.
Wait, is that
Oh, wait,
is that
is there
sorry? Is that a
one?
broad
Is there one?
category?
You
It
gotta
has to be
do
a-
it.
You gotta pick up
Oh,
broad.
broad one. Oh.
And it's got to be a 1, 2, or 3.
All right. 1, 2, or 3. Okay, that counts.
Oh no, just a 2 or a 3.
So I'll take a. It's going to be 2 or 3, is it?
Yes.
Okay, transportation. I'll burn it
Okay.
too. So transportation.
Transportation between sheriff/deputy.
Yeah.
Transportation.
All right. So, Josh, since now we have one of each, you can choose whether you want to add a location, a need, or an object.
And there's only 2s and 1 3.
So yeah, I mean you can either more narrowly define one of these 3 we've done, or you can add a new need, location, or object to this relationship.
Oh, I see. Have you got a detail added to yours?
No, that's broad. It's the categories to get
It's the
free.
broader one, not the narrow.
Okay, so to get free,
So it's got to be 2 or 3, basically.
I'm gonna go with no.
Sorry, Greg.
Sorry, I'm just sort of.
I'm assuming
filtering
that's
this
your
out.
foot? Yes, it is.
Transportation
Hey, pussies with Greg under the
Communicating
table.
under the table.
Yeah.
Morse code.
to get
Maybe there's
laid.
more to this relationship
practice
than
that.
this.
Wait, where's transportation?
It's on. It's an object.
Objects. Transportation. Nah. All right. The detail. Okay, so. Sorry, Hound. You guys are.
We have a need.
Relationship is supervisor employee.
Yeah, these 2. Yeah.
Okay. And
Is it Inking Gold? Is that what you're
Fiasco at the moment.
Fiasco. Or a YouTube channel?
I'm gonna say that
We usually stream on
you two have a need to get free of a family obligation. Seems to fit. That's
Okay.
2.
Is that a broad category or a?
That's,
we already
that's a
had the
narrow
broad.
category. So now they need a broad and narrow, and we just need a
It
narrow.
works really well. So we find that there are some,
Okay,
YouTube
that's nice.
channels and stuff that do some dedicated role playing games and stuff like
Object
that.
transportation. What have we got? 2
Put
or
that
3?
on this side because it's picking up shit.
Yeah, so if you get that, we're going to try and
As it would.
As it would. He was over here, so I'm like shielding the mic from the sound. Just hold it in front of your mouth and just talk.
All right, I'm going to flesh this out between me and Jezza. It's going to be Indian country, the bandit hideout.
Okay.
So this location is somehow,
That's where you buy your own.
yeah, quite possibly.
Alright, so again, I have a 2 or a 3.
This is the system that we usually play. And it's all made ourselves. You can download it free from the website, right?
We got power. It's awesome, man.
And it's this thing of
Today has been so much smoother. It's the best.
$20
Come pop in the video. This is Darren, who set us up with power for the day, and it's just made everything so much easier. So round of applause to Tabletop at PAX for hooking us up. Thank you so much, man. Welcome. Appreciate it.
Hey, what was Cutwood?
Then we were applauding Darren and the Tabletop crew for setting us up with power. It's just been the best. So PAX looks after you. It's awesome.
Okay, so I've chosen the broader aspect of the relationship between myself and Greg as the location, the decent part of town.
Okay.
Okay?
Perhaps where your
I
store
need
is,
to
or
take out a 3.
Try and talk away from the mic.
Means there's only 3.
It picks you up really well.
Only 2s. Okay, so
remember the last one is wild.
the last one's wild, so that doesn't
Yeah.
matter for me.
No.
What have I got left? I've either got
That one or this one. So
transportation, so I can narrow down transportation.
Yeah.
I'll do a 4-horse mail coach. 4-horse mail coach.
Course.
So remember this is the Wild West.
Male.
MAIL.
Not like a masculine coach.
Yeah.
That horse and carriage is run purely by male horses.
All right. So then,
do we roll this or?
no, it's Josh
So
gets
the-
to choose.
So
What's the last aspect that we don't
The
have?
decent part of town.
Yeah, so he's got to do the decent part of town for location.
Okay. So it's just up to you.
which is between work colleagues, isn't part of town. They are This is essentially deciding where you guys work.
Yeah.
Possibly.
At least we work at the decent part of the house.
We could meet up there, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Before work or after work.
The First Church of Christ Redeemer.
Okay.
I just feel like that sort of will lead to an interesting dynamic between how we work together and how Dan and I work together.
All right.
Okay.
So just put church.
So I think it's pretty safe to assume at the moment with these sort of things, if he's a churchgoer, it's more likely that you're going to be the drug handler.
I would say, well,
Or you.
But also with your employment relationship, it seems like if he has another job, he's probably the deputy and he's probably the sheriff.
Yeah.
Do you think?
yeah, because a crooked sheriff can run things a lot better than a crooked deputy.
Yeah.
And he's impressionable because he's in church.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said impressionable.
But do you work at the church or do you just... Where
It's
does the
both.
church figure... Because you have a work relationship that involves the church in some way. The church is important to your relationship, so how do we think that
Hey, Dan,
figures
how
out?
long roughly do you reckon this will
Maybe the church is where
Maybe another 40 minutes.
take? About 40 minutes. You've probably got, Chad, you've probably
worst
got enough
memory
time
of
to
it.
run people through stuff.
Okay.
Like there's table space at the...
Why do
But
we
just-
meet at church, Greg?
Why do we meet at church? For
In our working relationship.
We work at the church?
I know. What if we're drug counselors?
Drug what?
Drug counselors at the church.
Yes. Drug counselors at the church. It's great.
I like it. This is all intertwining.
Okay.
How did you two divorce? Sorry, what did I miss when I was... Sorry.
Nothing. I just said we're drug counselors.
Okay. And where I left off was deciding that I'm the
Okay.
sheriff, he's the deputy, you're drug counselors and work with the church. Dan and I
Who's the supervisor?
Between
one
us
of us
two.
sells,
Are in
one of
Indian
us buys.
country.
One of us is the employee. one
Are
of
you
us
the
is
seller or the buyer, do you think? Are you the crooked
I think
sheriff
I'm the
that also
buyer
peddles?
because sheriff has distribution power.
Okay.
You know, I'm in contact.
So I'm like the wholesaler and then you're distributing it, you're selling it on.
That's right.
No, but you're also an addict. You're also
You're
a
the
user,
supervisor.
getting high on your own supply.
I got to make sure it's good quality. I got to know I'm getting what I pay for. Y'all here?
And we do our deals out in the bandit hideout. So maybe I am a bandit of some sort.
And that caused some relationship problems
But am I-
between you and your wife, who happens to
We gotta
be
figure out
working
which is
at
the
the
man,
church.
which is the woman.
She fell for a bad boy, but realized it's not sustainable when she works with drug counseling.
Because this is the Wild West, we can't really have a same-sex marriage.
That's probably true. And
But
as
it
I
could
work
be
with
why
the
you
church,
broke up.
well,
Because you kept your relationship a secret.
No, but we were spouses, right?
Yeah.
We were married.
to get married in the Wild Wild West, you have to
Okay,
be
that's
male,
fair
female. Unless one of us was pretending and somehow got away with that. Oh, we also decided he's the supervisor, I'm the employee.
Okay.
You could both flip a coin for gender. See how it turns out.
All right.
Sure. I put away
I think
my
only
phone.
one of us needs to flip the coin.
All right.
Let's say tails
Anything above
is-
3 is you're a man. Anything below 3, I'm a man.
Okay.
How about you each roll?
3 or below.
But now, hang on, now we're setting a value to male and female, and you're gonna have to be careful with this because people are gonna watch and
I
realize.
don't
"No,
care.
don't mind which I am."
So you're a male.
Okay.
And
I'm a
you
female.
are a. Oh,
I'm a lady.
yeah, fair enough.
Apparently.
Okay.
It makes the most sense in this scenario.
What are you
Alright.
saying, Joseph?
In the Wild West,
Oh, okay. As long as we got that time.
Okay. So
I have
with-
no problem with female drug dealers today. But
So
just in the
our best
Wild
friends
West,
are
it just,
female.
yeah, absolutely. I get along. Sorry,
Why
go
am
on.
I a drug dealer? I've got nothing to do with it.
No, but he's a male drug dealer.
I would say the reason we divorced
yeah.
is drugs.
All right. So let's flesh out our characters. So my name's Jorge. I'm a bandit. My life of crime ultimately led to a rift.
You're
in
going to
my
have to
marriage.
speak in Jorge's voice now, though.
What, hey?
I'm serious.
That's gonna get me in a lot of trouble.
That's the point.
Go on. Go on.
My name is Jorge.
That's good. That's good.
All right. And my ex.
I can't do a female voice, but I'm
Yes, you can. Come
My
on.
voice doesn't go that like high.
We're being super serious. We just.
If we're doing like silly stuff, I'll call my character Shaniqua.
Okay.
Okay.
And so in this is like
I'll have to try and work on how I'm gonna do a female voice.
Just talking to falsetto. Hi.
I'm not an actor or a singer, so I'll try. I'll try.
All right, Greg. You're
Right,
deputy.
laddie, so I'm thinking about playing a Scottish character, but I can't think of the name. Anyone got any suggestions?
I like it.
Glenn.
Griswold.
Griswold. Yeah, Griswold.
So it's actually Tristram. where this is actually said is
All right.
actually
So
Tristram.
are you Deckard?
Wild
Payne?
West version.
Is he the sheriff?
Stay a while and listen.
You're Deckard Cain.
Declan. No, I'll go cliche Sheriff McGee
Okay.
from the.
That's gonna get confusing. Mackie and McGee.
Well, you're not Mackie. You're
We're inside a world of imagination.
yeah.
now, and no longer
Into the
Mac.
world. Speak like your lovely feminine self. Or you could be a masculine woman. There's no problem with that. Just make up your mind and stick to it.
Well, we haven't actually started the game yet, have we?
No. Okay. So that's the setup. So we put all the dice back in here. The values don't matter anymore.
I feel like I need to write down our names and stuff.
I don't
Chosen
know how I'm
character
gonna,
sheet. Like I'll remember
make
our
my
relationships.
voice
I'll just
higher.
forget our names. So hang on.
I can't manipulate my
So we
voice
have
like
Jorge.
Yeah.
Is it like Jorjay?
There's no Y.
Is it spelled with J's?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Jorje.
It's so confusing. All right, what was your name?
that. Shaniqua.
Shaniqua.
No idea how to spell that.
Ne-
I know it starts with a CH. I think.
Wait, is that in character that you have no idea how to
It could
spell?
be. It could be like SCH.
I'm illiterate.
Anyways, and then we have
Griswold.
Griswold. And I'm
Sheriff McGee.
McGee.
where are you two?
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so now we start Act 1. And we go around, and each of us has a turn to have a scene with our character. And when it's your turn, you can choose either to establish the scene or resolve the scene. So if you choose to establish, you set the parameters of it, who else is in the scene with you, what the opening details are. But that means that everyone else gets to resolve, which means they choose whether it ends well or badly for your character.
So when we do this discussion or introduction to a scene, are we doing it in character voice or do you say it out of character voice? And
Now, out of character, sort of narration set up, then we start.
Okay,
Okay, so
fantastic.
so I'll go first, and I will choose. Okay, so if you guys are resolving a scene for me, the way you do that is a good result for me is a blue die, a bad result for me is a red die.
Okay.
And you just kind of confer with each other, like, and someone might hold up a die and
So
say,
the numbers mean nothing.
well,
We're
the
just-
numbers don't matter. We might say, red or blue. You sort of decide amongst
But
yourselves.
this only counts for resolutions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, a scene is always. Okay, so if you establish it for me, then I get to resolve, and I just straight up choose which color die.
Okay. And the establishment is based on what? A number or?
No,
We just say.
establishment is just whatever I want.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to choose to establish my scene. I'm going to say we are. It's at the Bandit Hideout with me and Jezza. We are conducting a deal, an opium deal.
What sort of deal?
An opiate deal.
An opium deal, strictly an opium.
It's the biggest import we've ever had.
Oh yeah, we can't forget our need to get free of the family obligation as well. We've got to remember to bring in all these details. Okay, so we'll start the scene. Did you bring the money?
I did. I bought it here on my 4-course mail coach. It's all I have for transportation, but it's going to carry everything we need. I just have to keep it under wraps. Have you got that missus of yours in line yet?
Look, leave her out of it. This is my relationship with her is none of your business.
If she rats on us, we're in trouble.
She knows nothing.
She better not.
Now bring in the money.
All right. So, and is this where the resolution happens, or do we?
Well,
just
it's up to you. Like
So we just keep playing. So I might say, I bring out the money.
Yeah.
Like,
It's sort of we continue the scene until the scene kind of has a point. You know, when it feels like that's enough.
So it's kind of like a skit where we've previously defined the parameters.
Sort of.
It's just yeah.
Okay. So
trying to fix camera's hand. There we
and
go.
just to get more into the details of how the game works. When you get the dice, at the end of the game,
Yep.
you'll have a certain number of dice in front of you, and you'll roll them, and you'll subtract one color from the other, and you want a high value, which means at the end of the game, you want to have either a lot of red dice or a lot of blue dice. You just don't want to have a mixture.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the like meta.
So you either want it
considerations
to
for
be a tragedy or a
but I mean, the tragedy can turn out well despite all that. So yeah,
what with like one blue dice left. Or
you just want either a lot of red or a lot of blue.
Okay.
You don't want to mix.
Okay.
Okay. You're short. There's not enough money here.
What are you talking about? I sold everything you gave me last time. It's the damn church people. They keep counseling people to stop taking it, and all we have to do is lower the price so people are going to buy it. Otherwise, we're never going to sell anything.
All right, so this might be a good point for you guys to decide whether this is going to go good or bad for my character.
So you guys involved?
Like,
It's only those two, not
No,
us.
you as well.
I'm involved because
Just
you
everyone except
decide.
me.
Okay.
So we have to come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah.
So and it's good or bad. So what are we deciding?
So who's the dealer and who's the?
I'm like the wholesaler.
You're the supplier and I'm the dealer. Yeah.
But he's also an addict. He's the addict.
It's got to go bad for Joss.
Well, we're only deciding whether it's good or bad.
A
for
bit
me.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. So
'Cause it's my scene.
I don't want to waste any of the funny stuff just yet.
Okay.
I reckon it should go good for Dan for the moment.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
And the one dice applies to the entire exchange, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you better make good on this next time, on the next shipment. You better make up for the shortfall.
I'll do what I can. But if you keep that wife of yours in line, finally people will actually pay what this stuff is worth. And it's really worth it.
Don't mention her again, or I'll kill her.
Don't mention her.
All right, so in this, and in Act 1, you actually don't keep the dice that you're given. You have to give it to someone else. So I will give this blue dice to you. And now we'll move over, and it's your scene. It's going to involve your character somehow.
And you
But
can choose who it's with,
Yep. Well, if he chooses to establish.
but it can't be with me. It has to be with whoever is in a relationship.
No, it can be anything.
So even
we
though
don't
I
have a
don't share a
relation-
No,
relationship,
it would be hard to justify. But it can involve more than one person.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So, alright. So I could say it's us three, and that like we've just left like a counselling session, and we suspect that the sheriff is like he's
Like
in
you
on the
three.
drug run.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do that.
Or
Okay, so where is this? Is it like at the church or?
I'm gonna say it's at like Dunkin'. Well, what's in the Wild Wild West? I was gonna say the Dunkin' Donuts. There's a
Saloon?
Yeah, at the saloon.
Okay.
We'll say. Did you listen to what we were talking about?
Yeah, something happens at the saloon. Go on.
So basically,
Was it like confrontation or like?
yeah. So we're starting to clue on to the fact that you might be involved with the drug trade in some way, and we're kind of
And this is like
Gen-
what, an intervention?
we're gently trying to get information.
Okay,
out.
so I get back from the deal. I arrive on my 4-horse mail coach.
Yes.
Maybe you're coming to check in
There
on
are
your
like
deputy
secret
or...
compartments and stuff.
Wait,
though.
this is going to be an intervention because he's his partner. This is going to be an interesting exchange. Fantastic.
Okay, so maybe you two have just got off work at the church. He's come to round up the deputy, say, come on, we got real work to do, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, enough of your volunteer work. We need to keep this town in line. Did you check on the Banks is down the road and the
one down the road?
the Banks family they were up to no good, and that Timmy boy, he's been stealing apples from Mr. Duffel's apple bag.
Mr. Applebag.
That little.
I spoke to little. No, what's his sort of sense? accent. No. I spoke to Timmy today, and drug counseling for the second graders.
Little Timmy's on drugs?
Little Timmy. little Timmy. is
Poor
on the
little
opium.
Timmy. That's good, keep going. This is mental.
It's
We
Russian
didn't
out.
decide our ages. Are we supposed to decide our ages?
Little Timmy. He is
We
now
can bring that
he's
up
on
in the
drugs.
narrative.
Timmy, little Timmy eats all the drugs. Well, we're just going to have to sort him out. But look, I understand you want to counsel him, but counseling him isn't going to keep the town safe. You're my deputy, and I need you to do your job.
All right.
Understand?
Shaniqua or whatever you're.
Shaniqua, yeah.
I'd like you to head over and have a little more talk with little Timmy about his problem. So I'll leave with you.
I'll try. Alright.
So,
I don't know how
Dude,
this is gonna
just
sound,
jump
but
in the deep water. You'll be great.
I've always been more technical side of these
This is still gonna be
just make
deep.
it
I'm
so
trying.
bad.
really wanted
That's still too deep.
You'll be fine.
Do it.
You'll be,
Roll
whatever
with it. If it comes
happens,
out Russian, just roll with it.
Russian, you say.
Russian accent.
we will not question the result.
Were you not successful in your meeting with Timmy this morning?
Sorry.
Were you not successful with Timmy this morning?
Little Timmy is a little shit.
Eating all them damn drugs.
What's he done now?
You're much better looking after the little kiddies, Shaniqua. I got to go back to work at with the sheriff.
Okay, well, you have that discussion with the sheriff, and I'll go sort out Timmy.
Cool. And now we resolve?
Okay, but don't forget this is your scene, so this should lead to some kind of growth or event for your character as well. So,
Okay.
so are you gonna maybe say something to the sheriff, or
Because I've put Griswold back in line and taken him away from helping with the drug counseling.
like
And
you,
you're concerned about little Timmy.
you can decide that you're gonna like say something to the sheriff, like I suspect you, I'm onto you, and we can decide whether that goes good or bad for you.
That's what I said to Griswold over here. Are you going to have a chat with the sheriff?
Right.
I'm not
Okay.
going to have a chat with the sheriff. I know how addicts are.
All right,
I
fine.
deal with them every day at preschool.
All right. Well, maybe that's it. You're trying to get him to do it. He won't do it. That
Okay.
ends badly for you.
So your
then-
relationship's deteriorating. You were hoping you'd get help with these drug hoodlums.
So
You
then
know
you
that
have to
the
pass it off
town's
to
in
someone
trouble
else.
because you were in a relationship
I'll give
with.
this to somebody.
Yeah.
What was this?
I have to give my dice to you.
Yeah. During Act 1, we give the dice away.
What does it mean?
It just means that you build up a collection of dice during the game, and at the end of the game, the colours of dice you have determine your fate. So you want to try and have all mostly.
But
one
you just
colour.
assign it to whoever.
Yeah,
But
during the
because
first
it was
round.
your scene. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes
Okay.
sense.
So now it'll be Greg's scene, and you can choose either to establish or to resolve. If you want, we can come up with a scene for you, and then you choose how it ends.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got to come up with a scene for Griswold.
So, Jazza, or what's your character's name? McGee. McGee has just pulled
Sheriff
away
McGee.
Griswold from the church and is taking him to go corrupt him into the trade.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe maybe they're riding back. They're riding in the mail coach, and maybe Griswold notices the
Timmy's
paranoid-
OD'd.
Timmy's OD'd.
We see it convulsing by the apple tree.
Let's pace ourselves on the drama.
Okay.
I think it's
Timmy's got it coming.
I think it's interesting tension if you're trying to pressure him to do something and he doesn't want to, but he's he can't ignore the evidence.
Yeah. As a drug counselor, you have a responsibility. All right, so
Okay, the scenes between you two. You're going back to the carriage. He notices the drugs in the back, and he has to sort of figure out how he reacts to that, and how you react to him noticing that the drugs in the back. Okay. Do you guys get it?
He notices me doing.
No, you're getting into the carriage thing. He sees the drugs in the back. You see him see the drugs in the back, and then you sort of have an awkward drive.
So we're riding in our 4-course mail coach. You've seen some funky things.
Sheriff McGee, would you like to explain what that is in the back of the 4-horse mail coach?
We're really making sure that was in there.
It's like product placement. You say the full name of the thing.
Luckily, I drive to work every day in a 4-horse mail carriage. What is that? Well, look, I'm not going to pretend anymore. I've been pretending for far too long. Look, this town is a bit on this.
Oh, sorry, what?
How long are we going to be?
Because these guys here would like to give the system a go, and I'll be happy to sit down with them. But
It's going to be at least a half an hour, yeah.
half hour? Well, we can try and do something for half hour. You want to give it a go?
Cool.
No, we've got half an hour from now.
Oh, now.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
All right.
You're tired of pretending.
I'm tired of pretending. You're mature enough, and you've come of age now, that I'd like you to understand that more than law runs this town, and it's a little thing called Benjamin Franklin. That is assuming that in the Wild West, Benjamin Franklin is on our monies. And if he isn't, I'm referencing whatever is.
If he isn't, he should be.
Yes.
But I've seen what the opiates have done to the primary schoolers. And I don't want it to happen to you, mate.
Well,
You have to get clean, Sheriff.
you can't tell me what to do. You can't take my opiates away from me. Now listen here. This is going to go one of two ways. It's going to go good for you, or it's going to go bad for you. And this is the moment right now you get to make that choice.
It's not me that needs to make a choice. You need to make a choice. You need to make a choice to get into rehab.
Sorry to interrupt. Because we established, you get to resolve, so you choose whether it's good or bad for you.
For me,
Yeah, for your character. So you can choose to either get your way in the scene or like not get your
I'm
way.
gonna choose. Is red bad?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go bad for me.
Okay. So just play it out.
All right, I'm like, yeah, and the horse carriage just goes off and it veers off in the wrong direction, and I head immediately off to where I made the original drug deal. And like I'm assuming at this point, Griswold is freaking out.
Where the fuck are you going?
I have something you need to see. You obviously don't understand what's happening around these here parts. Here. And it's going fast enough that you can't really jump off. It's a bit too dangerous.
You're going fast enough that I can't really jump.
How convenient.
All right. So now you're going to give that die to someone else. The red die you took. You could give it to him and then start a nice.
Hey, no! Let him make his own choice.
Yeah.
What happens if I give it to you?
Then that's be my first dice.
All right, we'll do that.
First die. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I would choose to resolve the next scene.
Oh, so we'll establish it
So
for you.
you can establish it.
So with this game, it doesn't necessarily have to be a linear progression. It's not like this happened and then this happened. When you're establishing a scene, it could be a flashback, it could be a flash forward. You can do like
It's more like a movie that cuts away.
Yeah. Okay. So what do we want to set up for Joss's scene? Are we going to continue this mad chase where he's taking? Yeah, let's see where this goes. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, you reckon? Yeah. Okay, so the scene is just him and maybe me if they come to the hideout. All right, so yeah, we're picking up where we left off. You're barreling along.
Is that the establishment?
Yeah.
All right. So we pull up to the hideout where the exchanges are normally made, and I pull up. And do we have? Here's a question: do we have men in the hideout that sort of man the supply and all that?
I think I actually live
So it's
in
not
the
just a
hideout.
silent
I think
you
I'm
and me.
actually like sort of a wanted criminal, and I live in the hideout.
So you have henchmen?
No.
It's just you,
Yeah.
all on your lonesome.
Yeah.
And
Since my wife left.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You're in the doghouse, man. So we like slide up, and I'm like, you need to see something, and you need to speak to someone. Follow me. And I'm like, and I pull out a rifle, and I'm like, deputy, listen to your sheriff.
Radio.
I feel like ye old Walter White. Anyways, I like nudge you into the cave.
The cave, yeah. So I turn around. I'm
Jorge, come out here.
Have you brought my money?
What's
he doing here?
We
Who the fuck are
we
you?
need-
Who the fuck are you?
I ask you first.
Mickey. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
This wasn't part of the arrangement.
What
You brought me here to do your dirty work. You want me to kill him for you?
Of course not. He has been a very
Handle your own
loyal.
business.
I want you to help me educate this fine young man. I believe he has the talents it takes
Are you the
for our
man-
business to run to the efficiency it's needed to run after some time, but he needs some convincing.
All right, have a seat.
Are you the man that's been bringing the drugs into the schools?
No, that's been me, actually.
Indirect.
Sheriff.
What? Have you tried it? Don't knock it till you try it.
I have a very profitable arrangement with the sheriff here. I get to stay nearby, and he gets the drugs he needs. Look, why don't you have a seat? Here's a pipe.
It's
Look,
not all as bad as
You'll
it
come
sounds.
around in no time.
Who gets to resolve this?
We do. So it's for Joss's character.
I do.
Oh, he does, because
Yeah.
we established it. Right.
Do I get to choose what people's actions are?
No, it's in relation to your character. Does the scene go good or bad for your character? So it sort of depends on what your character's objectives in this might be. If you're trying to turn him...
Yeah, then I want it to go good for my character. Okay?
Okay.
So what then happens?
Yeah, well, what does Greg want? Is he willing to sit down and smoke the pipe, or is he resisting, or what are you doing?
Well, I'm feeling a bit of pressure now that Jorge, and so I reluctantly smoke pipe.
It's pretty good, eh? I'm like, come on, that's not so bad.
This isn't as bad as I thought it was.
There is nothing like bringing a little bit of joy to a small country town.
But it's still a bit too far giving it to the kids.
Well, we don't give it to the kids strictly, we give it to the teachers. But then the teachers,
This got really dark.
the teachers educate the children, but that's not my incentive. So maybe this is where we could decide to structure things a little more wisely so that our opiates don't get in immature hands.
I have a really, really, really good idea. Why don't we bypass the teachers directly and sell directly to the kids?
Wow, some people can't handle this. It goes straight to the head.
We keep 100% of the profits.
He's had one smoke of a pipe, and it's like, let's sell drugs to children. It went from, I don't know, all right.
All right, I think we can say that went well for your character.
Yeah,
You choose
and
who
at
to give
this
it to.
point, so I would just finish off by saying that McGee's like, well, if Tim is any indication, I think that they'll take to it quite well.
Timmy would have never gone to a mount to edit it anyway.
Little fucking apple thief.
Okay, nice.
All right, Dan.
Okay, so we go around twice, and then that's the end of Act 1, and then we introduce the tilt, which is some added elements, and then we go around again for Act 2. Okay, so my scene, I will choose to resolve, so you guys can establish a scene for my character.
In order to deal with this increased demand for opiates, Jorge is going to have to get a little more hands-on involved in distribution,
Okay.
which may mean he'll be closer to town and might be spotted by his jaded ex-lover.
Okay.
Okay, so
So what, the need to get free from a family, are you trying to get free of me, and I'm sort of hanging around and like trying to get you back?
apparently.
Okay, I think that makes sense. That's why I'm like, I've made this deal with the sheriff and I'm in the hideout near the town because I want to stay close to you. I'm trying to get back with you.
So
And you want nothing
we
to do
don't
with me.
both necessarily want this.
No, this is the need of it that defines our relationship. You're trying to get away. You're trying to get out of the relationship. Okay, so sorry, what was this? I have to be hands-on.
Get more involved, be more local
All right,
in
is
helping
anyone
with
else-
distribution
anyone else in the
sell
scene?
the drugs to the children.
But you can also decide if you want. You can say, I'm going to be playing Timmy or something. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, you can bring in like NPCs sort of.
All right,
but you want to do it sparingly.
Can we assign sort of like someone else to play Timmy, or like let's say like if Jorge meets Timmy and tries to sell the drugs to Timmy, and Greg is playing Timmy.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Hola, Timmy.
Hello? My name's Timmy.
Oh, those drugs have made Timmy real slow.
I've heard you're a very good customer. And I like open up my trench coat. It's full of like white powder, like vials or something. I got what you need, Timmy.
Sorry?
I've got what you need, Timmy.
You'd better fucking have what I need.
That's
He
brilliant.
started off deep and Scottish, and then he got really aggressive and high pitched.
Those drugs
That's
are
cool.
doing some things.
Have you got the money?
Can I pay you later?
No. No, get out of here. Psh, I like cuff him across the face. And go in search of more profitable children or something.
More profitable children.
I'm not. But as I cuff him across the face, I turn and I see that Shaniqua saw me do it. She's standing outside the church, which is sort of some distance from the school, but there's a clear eye line. I'm like,
But standing around Shaniqua, there's a flock of 20 to 30 children, all of which look quite gullible. And if you
Okay.
caught them or somehow managed to get Shaniqua to go elsewhere, you might be able to find a really great way to sell drugs.
all right. So Jorge is torn between his undying love for Shaniqua and his need to make that money. But in this instance, like the need for Shaniqua is going to take precedence. He slapped Timmy, and then he saw she noticed, so he sort of patted Timmy on the head.
So you just like backhand and then pat him on the head.
So Timmy starts crying. And he's
I sort of like turn Timmy around and just sort of push him away, and then I start walking over like I want to like try and talk to Shaniqua.
Okay, so I've definitely seen this.
Yeah,
And I've got kids all around me.
yeah.
Timmy's throwing a fit, by the way, mostly because he didn't get his drugs.
And
can
any of the
ignore
other kids on drugs or drug
know.
addicts?
Timmy's
The
run off
teeth-
immediately to steal more apples to sell for drugs.
Yeah.
So Tim is starting his own distribution of
an apple runner.
stolen apple selling.
How is he making enough money to buy opium? Holy shit.
Opiates are plentiful in this universe.
And apples are quite a rare commodity. That
Wow.
in the Wild West, the
Sounds like you guys need to be selling apples.
And they start selling apples. Drugs is no longer
No, wait, apples are highly illegal.
In this universe?
No.
How is Timmy getting these
Timmy must be stealing from his parents or something.
Yeah, Timmy's stealing from his parents. And his grandparents.
So I'm
apples
walking
are a
over and
metaphor.
I'm like trying to make eye contact, trying to be like, Shaniqua, hey. Shaniqua. So what is your reaction? Do you like...
So, as someone who's trying to get away from you, and also who realizes that Timmy's a little shit and he's just on drugs and stealing shit all the time, I actually feel like I would completely ignore you and like shepherd the children.
Okay.
So I'm going to shepherd the children, kind of walk away, and I'm going to lead them back towards the church, away from the school.
Everyone is short.
Yeah. And then as I do that, I like do a slight turn back and then keep walking.
Okay.
So like, I've obviously tried to look back, and then
Okay, and I'm gonna, because you established, right? I didn't establish it.
I haven't been following actually.
Yeah, okay, I'm resolving. And I'm gonna say that when she looked back, I smiled at you and you sort of couldn't help doing a little smile back.
okay. Alright.
I'm gonna give that. So that's a happy ending for my character in that scene.
There's like a little hint of
Yeah.
a spark
Something that
rekindling.
keeps me going, yeah. Alright, so now it's your turn.
Would you like to establish a resolve?
You guys established.
Okay.
Something stirs within your soul,
Within my soul.
and your memory goes back to 10 years ago where you first met Jorge, riding in the Wild West, where you fell into a
She liked the bad boys.
yeah. So you like the bad boys?
Were you into drugs at this stage?
I was probably more just a general low-grade bandito, and you were, and then sort of you found religion, and that sort of you weren't comfortable with the lifestyle anymore.
But you initially met in the saloon.
Yeah.
You initially met in the saloon because you were a prostitute.
Did he play piano?
No, but as a bandito, he really enjoyed the company of whores. So that's how you found your connection. And it was lovemaking, the likes of which neither of you had ever experienced. But Shaniqua eventually felt so much guilt, especially when drugs came into the relationship. Her self-esteem bottomed out, and in the end, you know, so
You let this lady be a good drug counselor and involved her with the church.
Well, it kind of makes sense, you know,
Yeah,
like
people
a
can-
reformed or
Exactly.
Okay.
So what? When Shaniqua was reforming, what happened between?
Oh wait, hold on. I mean, we're just going to set the scene, right? What is the
That's
scene we're doing? Are we
as
first
you-
meeting or are we breaking up?
The memory goes through when you first met, and then to how the relationship broke
No,
up.
that's two different scenes.
How the relationship broke up.
Okay. Okay.
Am I allowed to sort of?
Wait, but is it? It's
I guess
Mackie's
with a-
scene. Is it? Okay, so you just want to go through her memories. Okay, you just narrate the whole thing, if you want. This is your memory of events.
So, am I supposed to say this as internal monologue?
Well, basically, you can just do what Joss was doing.
Tell the story.
Telling the story of our relationship.
What do I actually have to do though? Because he's already set like.
Well, you don't have to.
I'm pretty happy with his story so far, to be honest. It makes sense.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
To-
Okay,
take over.
but this so this scene is a memory of your character, and it has to go good or bad somehow. for
So
your character.
you're resolving it then? Is that?
Yeah, and it has to lead to something maybe in the present, like your memory of this leads you to believe or some course of action, and you get to choose whether it's a good or a bad thing for your character.
Alright. What if I say the resolution, you pick whether it's good or bad? Because I don't know whether it's a good or bad thing for my character.
Okay.
So, it has to be a good thing for my character actually. So, what if, after this scene, I remember why we originally separated, and it's because one night at the saloon, I walked upstairs and happened to find you in a room with 3 other prostitutes of the saloon. Is that bad or a good thing?
I mean, I think it's good for you to not be drawn into my spell
Yeah.
again, right?
It was cheap Tuesday.
I didn't
You
hear
got to
what you
take
said.
a bargain.
So,
Got to make good use of a bargain.
Shaniqua walked in on him with like 3 other prostitutes at the saloon.
So this is strengthening your resolve to get out, to get away from me, right? So that's a good thing for your character.
Okay.
And then you get to give that to
So
someone
then
else.
back in present day, when that memory's come to you, even though you felt those stirrings, you have something to ground you.
Yeah.
So I have to give this to
Yeah.
someone.
right?
Have your first.
Great scene.
And there's 2 more, and then that's Act 1.
Yeah.
What do I do now?
You choose to either establish or resolve.
What can I resolve at the moment?
No, whatever the next scene is. So you can either let us establish the next scene and you resolve it.
Oh, right. I'm going to establish a scene. There's a mob of angry teachers at the sheriff's station. They're like rioting, and we're inside the sheriff deputy building. And you're at the church because all the kids are like
Freaking out.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
Okay, so
Hold on a second. Hey, Shad, can you bring it down just a little bit? I love you. All I can hear is you. Sorry, go on.
In this situation, are we assuming that the church is across the road from the police station, or am I with the mob?
Yeah, they're close by. Yeah.
I think it's quite a small. It's probably all on one street.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not part of the mob.
Well, you're just trying to keep the kids away from
Safe.
the angry teachers.
So that's strengthened your resolve to preserve the kids from.
Okay.
Okay, so is it the two of you at the scene at the sheriff's station?
Yeah.
And
Trying to handle these teachers.
So what should we do about these teachers before they burn this place down? We don't have much time.
That means you still need 2 points for it.
well,
And you'll have 1 point on the charges.
maybe if they all had a taste like you did,
Oh, wait, so I get a break.
their minds would be changed. What if we spike something?
Keep
I've
talking,
got it.
Sheriff.
We start a communal. We are a community-based department. We gather the town for a celebration, have a bonfire, and throw our entire supply on fire. Surely that's bound to change their minds.
They won't know they've done it though, will they? Like, they'll get stoned, but they won't get it.
We announce it to them while it's happening.
I knew there was a
What's
reason.
done can't be undone. And then they realize, without any fault of their own, that it's quite enjoyable. There will be much merriment. People will enjoy each other's company, dancing and whatnot. Everyone goes home happier and with a testimony of the power of our supply.
You're going to bring this up with the mayor, I guess? Well, the
So
sheriff
you
kinda
suggest that
was
to me
back
right
then.
now, did you?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had a lot
Yeah.
of power.
That is such a great idea, Sheriff. You're amazing.
What a
So
yes,
I-
man.
So I go to the window and shout, we're gonna get the drugs out of the schools and we're having a bonfire to celebrate so we can all stop rioting.
All right. We go about our way to get together a community-based event. Men, women, and children all invited. There will be a feast. We're going to slay one of our our oxen things, and have a spit roast, which will be on the fire, which will also catch some of the.
All right, so this is Griswold's scene. So, how do you want this to be? Like, how does this affect your character? What is your character's objective here? And does he succeed or fail? Because you get to resolve.
My character's objective.
So does the mob like storm you, or could you
I
announce
guess
it?
you're hoping to disperse
I'm
them all.
hoping to disperse the mob, yes, that's correct.
Okay, so do you succeed or do you fail?
I want to succeed, yeah.
Okay, so you get to take that one and give it to someone else.
So once we only have red left, the people have to fail?
Yeah.
Yes. This is going to be wonderful.
This is going very bad. It's seeming so good so far. Are there
so
only
that's-
2 acts?
Yeah. So that's the end of that scene, I take it?
Yep, I guess. So hang on, but everything's ready for the bonfire, or does it happen?
We organised it for like a later tonight, I suppose.
Yeah. So the plans
this
are in
is
motion.
Jazz's scene.
I would like to establish the scene. The town has gathered. There are some in the town who have heard rumours of something shady happening, but haven't particularly, known any names or something. There have been word of, some sort of opiate or drug or whatever. But the community event is getting people excited and sort of
Really?
Look, it's a feast. There's meat. There's a fire. There's going to be music. It's been so long since this small town, which has gone through a few hardships due to some drug problems, to have a celebration, to get together and reinforce community spirit. So everyone's excited to turn up. Everything's ready to go. The spit's on the fire there, but there is also like a bag of opiates ready to be thrown on the fire. And
Are they
at a
concealed?
point when the party is sort of heightened and the people are dancing, they are concealed. Yes.
Okay.
They're like in a Hessian bag and kept in a box with a lock and.
All right. Okay, so this is the bonfire, and who is there?
Everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Me too.
Jorge is there in disguise with a mustache.
over.
He has a mustache, but he's wearing like
I
a
have
big.
a smaller mustache over.
Yes,
my beard.
he has like his fake mustache is like huge, and he's got a hat, so he looks like much more like a typical Wild West character.
Okay.
So that's the establishment.
All right, so we get to choose how this resolves, right?
Yeah.
This is a good climax for Act One.
Can I say, for this particular scene, like all the town's members or whatever are at the fire, and where you've put the opiates in next to the fire, Shaniqua's been telling the kids like stories and stuff, and they've all got the massive whiff of the like opiates, so like they're getting all the brunt of it. So the fire's unbalanced, and it's only going to like the children and.
But you know, like when you're in a campfire and the wind keeps blowing in one direction,
Yeah.
it's all to the children.
So like all the children.
I'm
are,
assuming this is a bad resolution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming little Timmy's closest to the fire.
Yeah, Timmy's got his head in the fire. His face is
Does
burning
Timmy overdose?
All the kids are going to overdose if you don't
The
do
kids are
something.
just going to be spasming and freaking out. But Jorge
okay.
sees this going on, and he recognises that this must be the effect of
Jorge.
opiates, that must have been opiates that were thrown on the
Shaniqua,
fire.
walls,
And he gets really
sure,
mad
again.
that like you're burning up his supplies. You're not selling it. You're not producing money back to him.
But this is an investment. The way
Customers
Sheriff
are
McGee
he
sees it.
charges up to the sheriff and he like grabs him and he like pushes him up against the wall. He goes, what the hell do you think you're doing?
There's
McGee?
nothing wrong with being creative. Think about it. Years from now, all these people
You
are
already owe me money.
they're going to be your best customers.
I have to pay people too.
I promise you, this will be worth it in the end. I promise you.
And this goes badly for him, right? So
Yeah, so how's it go bad?
I pull out my gun and I'm like,
We'll
I'm
probably be
actually
another 15, 20 minutes.
I'm pointing my gun at you and I'm like, don't push me any further, McGee.
I thought we had a constructive business relationship.
So did I.
We still do. Just depends on what definition of business prevails.
Am I nearby, you guys?
Either making money or having satisfied
You
customers.
can see this happening. You stumble across it or something.
So I'll go over to you guys and hello, friends. Maybe we should have a discussion. It's a bit cold here, isn't it? Maybe have a discussion right next to a warm campfire.
I think that's a great idea.
What's done is done, as McGee loves to
Might
say.
as well enjoy where our investments
So
have
I
gone.
let you go.
So how does it end badly? Is that the confrontation?
Well, our relationship
Oh,
is
the children,
soured,
that's
and
right.
the children
Yeah, the
are all
children
dying.
are like
They all die? All the
They're all
children.
on
Okay, so
OD.
later in the night, the children are
needs to
freaking out.
survive. He needs to build up a resistance.
He's like going like super enraged. He's like in Hulk mode. Anyways, so do the children mostly die?
They're like currently
Like
OD.
convulsing.
Yeah.
And at this point, are other people,
I would
townspeople,
assume
affected
I am.
at all, or even like? And how do they react?
Maybe they get a slight buzz, but not enough for them to even notice.
So the teachers who thought this was a peaceful bonfire, what are they doing?
well,
These are
let's save
students
this up.
dying.
Let's save this up. That's the end of that scene and the end of Act 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
So
So
I will assign this to Jorge.
Okay.
You gun
so now we'll
waving
roll the
bastard.
dice that are in front of you.
in front of us.
Yep, the ones you have. And then add up the reds and the blues and subtract the lower from the higher.
What? Oh, add them together. Yeah. Okay.
No. So if you
Add the reds
so
together. Add the
have,
blues together.
You have 3 red basically because you have
yeah.
you have 3 blue, 1 blue. I have 2 red. Okay, so you
3
two
red,
have the,
2 red.
You have the highest. You
Red.
have the highest red and you have the highest blue, right? So that means that you two, we roll with these again. And you two will establish the twist.
Can I just have a break
The
for
twist.
a couple minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can-
Intermission.
Yeah, let's
What's
intermission.
happened so far, boys?
My bandit drug dealer, who's been
So we're playing
Fiasco.
Fiasco. Sorry.
Yeah. So in the Wild West, my bandit drug dealer was in an illicit arrangement with Jazz's sheriff to deal opium to the townsfolk. And my ex-wife Mackie was trying to escape my dangerous influence.
And now I'm ODing out front of a campfire because they decided to burn the opiates in a town fire.
Are you ODing or just the
Well,
children?
I was telling stories to the children. So
Oh, okay.
you would
wow.
assume
So
so.
Shanique was ODing. Jorge and Sheriff McGee, who's me, had a confrontation because I'm the distributor and I've been a little too relaxed with the distribution. Meanwhile, Griswold
Relaxed.
has become an immediate convert to the art of selling opiates.
I was against drugs for a long time.
Till he took them.
And then he was immediately on
He's
board.
like, this stuff's good.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
All right, so picking up
Okay.
where we left off, how do we unfold Act 2?
Okay, so we finished Act 1, and so in between we have this element called the tilt. So we did some dice rolling at the end of the last section based on the dice we accumulated, and Mackie and Jazza will be the ones to determine the tilt elements. So we will re-roll all the dice left in the
Why
middle here,
Mackie
which
and
is-
I?
Because you had the highest red and the highest blue,
Oh, I
respectively.
see.
Okay, so using these dice, it's similar to the setup. We have a tilt table here, and we're going to add 2 tilt elements. And like the elements at the start, there's a general and then a specific category.
Yeah.
So I've given you each another sheet. So you take a value out of the middle and use it to apply one of these.
Do we actually take it out?
Yeah, you take it out.
Okay, so we're not telling the second half in the same way we told the first half.
We are, but this is just a little bit of additional
these dice
setup
go
in the
back in?
middle. Yeah, they do go back.
Okay.
So this is just to shake things up for the second half.
All right, so who starts? Do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay. So choose a dice and choose a broad category.
Alright, so what do we got here? We got a 2, a 4, a 3, a 1, and a 6.
So you choose from mayhem, tragedy, innocence, guilt, paranoia, or
okay.
failure. Yeah, the idea of the tilt is just to sort of raise the stakes and mix things up.
So, and do I do it between 2 specific?
No, it's not between. It's for the game as a whole.
Are your parents merchants or?
Yeah.
There's no 5, is there?
So, yeah, just like setup, you start with the broader category and then add something else.
I'm going to say 4, which is guilt.
Okay, just put that out temporarily. Yep.
So I just write guilt on
Yep.
this.
It's just, so you can either choose to define his guilt, you know, what the guilt is, or you can do another broad category, because we now have 2 tilt elements.
This applies to him.
All of us.
All
It's
of
the
us.
game as a whole. Which
Okay, so we all feel guilty, or
it comes into the game somehow. It's just like
Where is
it's not specified.
all right.
You can see with the way they're phrased, often it's like someone has an attack of guilt or something like that.
This is a very interesting one.
All right. Due to guilt, there is a resulting showdown at the event. So do you want to
Is that what it is? There's
Yeah.
a showdown?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're right, there's a showdown.
Yeah.
Teachers versus drugs.
you are like
And then do you and Greg pick 2 as well?
You two do both of them because you had the highest roll.
Oh, so there's 2 things.
Yeah. So
Okay.
now you get to define another broad category.
Alright, I'll just get, you can write these this time. Alright, so
And then this is the last one. That's
Yeah.
the tilt, and then there's this tilt. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So the broad category of my tilt is 1, 2, 3, and 4. No, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
it's like a clean, short, bold wolf.
Tragedy's too easy, so I'm going to say innocence.
You actually know the other races because they are
My tilt,
Innocence left in this town.
my tilt has to do with innocence, and I have 1, 2, and 4 to use to apply. Either somebody is not so innocent after all. 2, a neighbour wanders into the situation. Or 4, collateral damage. I'm keen for 1 or 4.
You get to pick.
Yeah.
This is your choice.
I'm going to say your one's quite. It's a showdown. It's negative essentially.
But it's not all of us.
Yeah. So mine to do with innocence can be either someone. They're both sort of negative. Neighbor.
I mean, they're not going to be positive.
No.
The idea is that things get worse as the game progresses.
I'm going to choose somebody who's not so innocent after all.
Timmy.
Timmy was always guilty. So we have to pick someone who's seemingly innocent, and I'm sort of thinking Shaniqua.
Maybe I'm the wholesaler the whole time. So I've been selling the drugs through a secondary party to you the whole time. Now my voice is actually breaking. My voice is breaking.
So do I put this back in here? We put our
The dice that were used for the
tilt dice?
Yeah, the tilt dice go back in.
Keep
The
the same number.
No, the numbers don't matter anymore. Okay, and now we play Act 2, just the same as Act 1.
Do we need to re-roll these?
No, don't need to roll them. We play Act 2 the same as Act 1, but with the tilt elements in it.
Okay.
So we do scenes again.
Who seems nice?
We can mix it up, or I can just start again. Does someone else want to start the scene? Okay.
Same order.
Okay, so it's the night of the bonfire. Jorge is grudgingly.
How was the tilt decided? Sorry.
So we have these tilt elements.
Is it out of one of them?
No, they both should come into play.
Oh, really? Okay.
And any of us can draw on them to,
Okay.
as part of one of our scenes or.
Okay. Cool.
So who's having a showdown?
Well, it's up to. I mean, that will just come out in the narrative. Whoever decides to instigate a showdown.
Yeah. All right.
So right now, it's neither on bonfire. I've grudgingly let McGee go. I'm not happy with this bonfire thing, but I'm kind of going along with it. And
You might
then
say
I notice,
he's feeling guilty.
but then I noticed that Shaniqua has been affected by the drugs, and that she's
Choking on her own tongue?
yeah, she's freaking out. And then I just go crazy, and I just scream out, McGee! And so then I'm stalking around the bonfire, searching, trying to lay eyes on you. I can't find you. I don't know where you are right now, but I spot the deputy. So I charge up to Griswold and I say, "Where is he? Where's McGee?" Yeah, you just out of it.
He's stoned out of his mind.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why do you want to know where McGee is?
Because this damn fool plan of his is taking away my Shaniqua.
Shaniqua?
So now I draw my gun on you and I say, "Where is he?"
I don't fucking know. Do you want to help me look for him?
What did you say? Do you want me to go look for him?
Do you want to help me look for him?
You're going to help me look for him. So I'm jumping on it. So then we start a search. All right, so I'm ransacking the town, trying to find where McGee is. So obviously I've established a scene. You guys need to resolve it.
Sheriff McGee hears word of you two desperately, aggressively searching for me because of a defensiveness towards Shaniqua. Whereupon I find you, and I say, "I don't know why you're so protective of Shaniqua. She's not so innocent after all, you know. She's been sleeping with me and Griswold the whole time. She never
I
gave
pull
up.
my gun and I shoot at you, but I miss.
It's a showdown."
Alright, who gets to pick the resolution into this?
Okay, so I've drawn and shot at you and missed.
Yeah.
Now you guys need to choose
So
whether this goes good or bad for me.
For you.
Yeah, for me. And it's not. Yeah, it's mostly bad.
I say bad because I think
Of course you do.
I don't want it to have a happy ending, so I want to burn all the happy coins now. For your character. And then the whole thing's
I
just
think. Yeah, okay. Well, I think Shaniqua's coming up next, though, and she might have something to do with all this. I think maybe the bonfire should wrap up this scene, because then Shaniqua's going to need to be responsive to have her scene on.
Well, we know
unless she has
this is no longer happening at the bonfire. We're in some other part of town where we've come across each
chased
other.
around.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're away from the bonfire. We're having a showdown. You shoot at me and miss, and I shoot the very bad shot Jorge, because I'm the fastest shot in the West,
All right, so you hit me like in the leg or something.
right in the face. I'm gonna take over this drug industry in this here town. I'm sick of the way that Jorge pushes me around. I'm the one who knows how these drugs should be dealt with.
Am I with you guys?
That's really bad to happen in my own scene. I'm going to say you can kill me in your own scene, but
Okay.
right now I'm just going to be wounded.
In the leg. I
Yeah,
shoot you in the leg.
Okay.
Kneecap him.
Yeah.
That's
am I
intentional.
with
That's
you
a
guys?
warning shot. Because
I'm
if
with
I
you
wanted
guys,
to
right?
shoot you
Yeah,
in the face,
you're nearby.
You go, Sheriff. Take up those drugs.
we'll take over it from here.
Yes.
And I shoot him in the knee, and I'm like, you're gonna stay away from these here parts. You find your own territory, but this
I'm not
quiet
giving up.
little
I just-
western town is ours now.
I just take cover like behind a barrel, and I'm like holding my leg, but I'm not giving up. All right.
It's
so then
okay. You can get out of town using my 4-horse mail coach if you like. It served its purpose.
Great fuel economy.
I want to interrupt you guys. Don't you mean a 3-horse mail coach, boss? Oh, I didn't tell you, did I?
One of the horses was at the bonfire.
It wasn't an oxen for the feast.
To use the horse for the hoot nanny.
All right, let's go on to Shaniqua's scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it still? You're at the bonfire still, or are we moving
Yeah,
on?
so do we still do the whole set a scene and then someone
Yeah.
does it? Okay. So I'll set the scene. So I'm at the bonfire with the kids and I'm stoned out of my mind, like ODing. And I notice that all the children are like they look like they're dying basically.
Probably the other adults in the town should be reacting to this as well, right?
Are you in a bit of a daze? I
The
imagine.
teachers would be furious.
Yeah, I'm full cut, like cooked ass. So all right, so that's the scene. Now, what am I gonna do in this scene?
It could be your drug hallucinations, or you could just start picking up children and putting them on the bonfire.
What do you do in your delirium? Keeping in mind you're not so innocent after all.
I never was. I was clearly a prostitute from what you're telling me before.
No, but you had redeemed yourself, but
So
you
am I-
hadn't redeemed
Figure
yourself.
out, did we come to a consensus whether I'm actually the wholesaler or not?
You can do that if you want.
I don't care, that's up to you guys to decide. What am I not so innocent about?
Well, he told me
My
that you were
implication-
sleeping with them.
Yeah, but it can come back into it, like you in another way. Like it's
And also, that's not necessarily true. Like, there might be another reason someone's not innocent. He might have just been trying to get at me.
I don't really know the effects of opiates, so
we're sort of just winging it.
does it cause people to get is it like MDMA or something where people get fucking super hyped and shit or what?
No, I think it's more of a relaxing.
I think we've been playing it as if they do. They're Wild West opiates though.
Yeah,
They could be tainted
Alright,
with
so
snake oil.
I'm gonna say in Shaniqua's mind right now, the fire just looks like a big like a bush of daffodils and stuff. It just looks like grass. It just looks like pillows and stuff.
Oh my God.
And so I stand up in the middle of the children and I grab two of the children's hands and kind of lift them up a little bit and start whistling. And then I'm just walking towards the fire, like whistling.
We're all away from the fire, so
We
we
need NPCs or something, because townsfolk are still there, right? The teachers are there.
But hang on, we decide the resolution.
Yeah.
And
So
I
I'm, like,
think in
trying to
this
skip
case,
along with
we
these
are.
kids.
I would suggest.
I would rather it be a good outcome.
So what stops things
This is
going
getting
bad?
so dark. Okay.
What just stops things going that Timmy. What was that?
Little Timmy.
Little Timmy, who had built an immunity to the opiates, realizes that Shaniqua can't handle shit.
Yeah, she's stoned out of her mind.
What does Timmy say? You're Timmy.
What the fuck are you doing?
Does Timmy ever say anything else?
I'm still like trying to hop, but I'm being weighed down by the children and the drugs.
I think
So I'm
someone's going to have
kinda
to
just doing
physically
this.
kind of restrain.
Yeah. So I'm still out of my mind, like trying to swing these children and try and jump in the fire.
daffodils.
All right, maybe Timmy's wise words ring out and like snap the other adults out of their stupor, and they rush over and like tackle kind of Shaniqua to the ground and stop her from sacrificing the children.
Wild screams emanating through the hoot nanny. Damn it. Alright, so you can assign this, obviously. Yeah,
No. Round 2, you keep the dice you're given.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Gregory. So I'm going to establish or resolve a scene that you guys said.
So at the end of that, I'm like on the ground, just being tackled,
Yeah.
rolling all over myself. Alright, fantastic.
I want to resolve a scene.
Alright. How do we establish this? So now, the Sheriff McGee and Griswold are going to be the drug runners of this old western town. But the secret's out, it seems.
So McGee's just cut.
Yeah, you've shown me, and I'm hiding behind a barrel. What do you? Is this picking up right there, or is this that you two have left me for dead, and you're going off on?
You're resolving or setting the?
Resolving.
Okay, so we got to establish it for you.
I think they're not going to have much of a town to deal drugs to unless they go back and address what's happening.
Okay.
Can I suggest something a little bit off key to what's happening at the moment? So this shootout's just happening, and you've just shot and missed, and a bullet's flown over his shoulder. Can we say that Griswold's daughter is sitting behind and she's been hit in the
Oh my god!
So
Easy come, easy go. We didn't even know Griswold had a daughter, did we?
so she's standing there.
But he loved her!
And she's like,
She didn't have to die!
as you guys like all notice, you see her take her hands off her chest and just look at the blood on her hands, and then she looks up at you guys.
This feels like the resolution. A bad one.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
so-
this is definitely a Griswold scene if this is what's going on.
So my daughter just got shot. Is that what
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and he shot her.
And I'm hiding behind a barrel. I didn't mean to kill her, but
You can say she
My
survived.
dad's like, why the fuck did you shoot my daughter? No.
okay. So you turn and you notice that she's been shot. She's like, oh.
She's not like dead or anything. She's just looking
And then I
at
sort of said to myself, why wasn't she with the other children at the bonfire?
She's inquisitive. Who shot my daughter?
Maybe Griswold's really old. Maybe his daughter's like 40.
Yeah, that's true. How old's your daughter?
It's like a really aged
How
sheriff's
old is my
deputy.
daughter?
I pictured a young girl.
It's
let's
one
say
of the kids.
8 years old, pretty heartbreaking. Griswold's a young father.
So is she like opiated or is
No.
she, no?
I'm gonna say she's not.
She skipped away, she was curious.
Or maybe Griswold's really strict and wouldn't let his daughter go to the...
Yeah, he would actually. That's true.
Didn't want her to get hurt. Alright, so Sheriff McGee's
so
like...
she's dying, right?
Yeah,
no, kids say.
Well, you get to choose. You get to resolve the scene. She might.
So
they
do
might
I
have
think if
missed
it's good
it.
or bad?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you do get to pick that. Okay, now we got to play it out.
Alright, so I rush over to her and I say, it'll be alright, have some of this, it'll make you feel better before you're dead.
Do you hand her opiates?
Yeah,
He's a true convert.
I rest my hand on his shoulder like, there, it'll be
At
alright.
least she won't feel it now.
Guys, sorry, I didn't mean to say, I mean when you're better, this will make you feel good until when you're better. Not dead, just when you're better.
And I'm like, obviously Jorge wasn't a very good drug runner manager or shot. It's a terrible tragedy, but with us in charge, none of your daughters will die and the drugs will go to the right place.
So what are you
inspiring
doing with your
speech.
kneecap while this thing's
I'm
happening?
sort of crawled away into a hiding spot and I'm like holding on, trying to stop the bleeding from my leg.
Okay.
Alright, I think...
And she dies.
Yeah.
She dies.
Does she like get stoned first?
How does he act to the corpse? Does he still think she'll get better?
No.
Please tell me your character just like shoots up straight away.
Shoots up with opiate.
Yeah. Oh, that, yes.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
Where are the syringes in the Wild West? Did that happen?
They would have
glass
had
ones,
medical ones, yeah.
They're probably everywhere in this.
You happen to be... You're really converted if you're carrying
Yeah.
Wild West medical syringes to shoot up with opiates.
Well, he seems pretty
He's like
devoted.
dying to it.
Oh no! This is when I prepared it earlier.
But this is bad for him. There should be, maybe there's no comfort. Maybe she doesn't even get to smoke the opiates before she dies.
No, what I'm
He's
saying to
just
her is,
like shoving it in his mouth.
I'm so sorry that we couldn't do this earlier. I'm sorry I was so strict about opiates. I'm sorry.
The picture I got in my head then was as she tries to smoke the pipe,
Right before she dies,
it like
he
just
just
falls
gets it.
out of her hands and he smashes and he's like, no, she wasted the opiates. Alright,
Yeah, that's what triggers
Father
them.
and daughter before she dies.
He's like over a pile of opiates. Why? Anyways, all right. So it's my turn.
so what's actually happening? Alright.
I choose to
Yeah, I want to get back in the stove.
establish the scene.
Okay.
I'm sad for my deputy. Things will sort out in the end, though, and these are things that we look back on in time and have learned from. So, meanwhile, I intend to approach Jorge for a final confrontation, either to send him out on town with the knowledge that he will never cross in my territory again, or one will leave alive and one will die. So I go looking for Jorge, who is somewhere hiding. He must have crawled around. I go looking for a trail of blood from his kneecap.
Okay. So yeah, you find the trail of blood leading from behind the barrel where you first shot him, up into like a sort of a barn, like behind hay bales or something.
Okay, so you're in a barn behind hay bales and
Yeah.
he's found you.
I'm like, come out, wherever you
I'm
are,
assuming you're being like
Jorge.
super cautious, like leading around the corner, like not just blundering in, like because you know I'm hostile and I'm still in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, I'm like, boom! Come on, Jorge. You can't hide forever. Boom! I'm just trying to scare you. I'm playing
I'm gonna
games.
kill you, McGee. What you did to my Shaniqua.
Not with that shot you're gonna.
And then a shot rings out and misses you again. But you're still not quite sure where I am, like in the darkness behind the hay bales or something.
This isn't the first time we had a showdown, McGee. You know what happened last time.
There's a lot of light coming out, right?
Remind me.
You know.
You showed
I've
his
lost a lot of
daughter.
blood.
You can't be still. You need to keep the right times to stop.
You decided to. Yeah, I don't know. Lusty, help me out. Last time we had a showdown, it was over your annoying pining over your
Shaniqua.
late wife. Not late, but maybe, who knows. Anyways, over Shaniqua, when we were trying to run the drug business, you were going off track. So
Right.
we had a showdown, but it was a fist fight, and I
Okay.
beat you to a pulp. And,
Right.
and that
And
sorted
I'm
you.
gonna-
That sorted out your feelings for Shaniqua mostly, until they started to re-emerge. But now
I've
we have.
lost a grudge ever since. I've just been more careful not to show it to you. Like I still.
I use those to be the boss in this situation. What's happened here?
Well, he is the sheriff. He likes to throw his weight around.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I haven't forgiven you for that, McGee. You have no right to stand between me and my Shaniqua. Another shot rings out and misses you.
I understand your feelings, and I would feel that way too if I had intimate relationship with her. Oh wait, I did, and it was wonderful. Boom!
Clearly you must know where he is at the moment. Why are you still shooting?
I'm playing games, trying to. I enjoy playing with my prey. I go hunting. And
All right, two more shots ring out, and then you just hear like a frantic clicking,
And
and you can see I'm like just so enraged. I've just stood up from behind my cover, and I was like,
And
just
with a
clicking the
satisfied
gun
grin on my
around.
face, this is where the final confrontation ends. How does it end though?
This is the last scene in the entire thing, isn't it?
No,
No, we still got another.
There's one more round.
But I can die. It's fine.
I was gonna say,
Well, I
that
mean,
as
so
he,
could I.
as he pumps the shotgun shell, he gets it jammed, and as he pulls it,
Backfire.
the gun backfires and like blows out the side. So like this pellets go all over his hand.
Okay. All right, then that's definitely.
God damn it! You gotta be fucking kidding me. You goddamn
And Jorge's like, I got you.
Your gun's not even loaded, Jorge. I'm like bleeding hands. I'm like, what are you gonna do?
Okay, and so then Jorge throws his gun down and just like charges at you, and we're gonna have hobbles towards you. We're gonna settle this mano.
You with one leg, me with no hands. Actually, no, one hand because
Yeah,
Okay.
we're both injured, but we're and bloody. We're gonna
Yeah.
sort that.
All right. So now it's your turn.
Okay.
Do you establish a resolve?
Okay, your progress has gone down this road.
I'm gonna choose to resolve.
Yep.
So you can pick it up there, or you can do something different if you want.
How is the scene established?
So this is the next scene, is it? And it's for
It's
you.
a scene about me. It doesn't have to be the next scene in the narrative. It could be a flashback, flash forward, something else. You don't have to feel obligated to just say okay and then continue with what was happening.
I feel like we should.
Yeah.
So are you like on the top floor of one, or like is it?
No,
I think
we're-
right now we're face to face. We're about to scuffle.
He's sort of in the barn entrance, and I'm sort of hobbling towards.
Yeah. So we're meeting up to fight.
All right. I'm gonna say that you're running at him, trying to kick him in the nuts, and you're trying to throw yourself and headbutt him. So you kind of lunged off one leg, trying to headbutt him.
Okay.
So full-on confrontation begins. We start fighting brutally. I mean, is that sort of? Do you resolve it from there? Or?
Yeah.
play
Okay.
it
So
out?
we're fighting. We're trading blows. McGee is getting the better of me as usual. His injured hand is slowing him down, but not enough to make up the difference between us. Physically.
Meanwhile, I keep pummeling your shot knee with my clunky meat hand. Like,
Stop it! Fight me like a man. So I'm like flailing at you. Like I really am quite a crap fighter. I fancy myself as more of a gunfighter, but I'm a terrible shot at that anyway.
And meanwhile, I've arrested all sorts. So even with one hand, I've got 2 good legs and a history of manhandling.
Okay, so while we're fighting, maybe Griswold has finished grieving. He's worked through the stages, and he's decided to come looking for us. And he stumbles upon us in the midst of our battle.
So Griswold enters the barn and he goes, "You shot my daughter!"
Okay, so he's going to
You're
try
a
and gang up
monster."
on me.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe, Griswold grabs me from behind, and you're just pummeling me with both hands. You're so enraged, you're using your mangled fists as well.
Yeah.
Just laying into me.
And now, is this about your result?
Yeah. And I'm going to choose...
Didn't you already grab a red one?
Did I?
Yeah.
There's 4 left. No.
Try and engage.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
I'm
So it's
going
gonna go
to
badly.
actually name this story Little Opiate House on the Prairie.
Okay, so this ends badly for me. He's restraining me, you're pummeling me. You keep pummeling me until I'm dead.
All right. He collapses to the ground.
And then, Griswold releases me and then
So he's
kicks my body.
For opiates.
So he's dead now.
And Griswold starts
We're searching for more opiates.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm like, the drug trade is now ours, so 50-50, right?
Sure is. High five, partner.
All right, it's
Western high five.
And so it doesn't have to be. It could be like the next morning when you've recovered, or it could be years later you reminiscing on this. Or
I'm going to choose to resolve this one because I
Okay.
picked the scene last time.
When you saw this
okay. So what do we want for this? I think that we've done the delusion thing. Let's wait until set it where the
5
drugs.
years have passed.
Okay.
Wow. So this is like time skip that's happening separately.
5 years since the fateful day
Timmy, he's
at the
grown
little hootenanny on the prairie.
Yeah. Okay.
Jorge's dead.
Yep.
Timmy is now an apprentice of the drug trade.
I was going to say.
You've succeeded in your need to get out of the relationship. Right? I'm dead, so you've succeeded in your need to get away from my influence. What is Shaniqua's life like 5 years? What's the state of the town?
Well,
so this
I would say her counseling business is either
Booming or
either
destroyed?
booming or just empty. Is she alone in an empty church for the rest of her life?
Okay, let's say that this is 5 years from now, and these guys may come in, or these guys may be there or not, depending on how you want to frame things, whether they're still around or.
Okay,
So it's up to you. This is your scene. 5 years hence.
Could have moved on to
5 years
bigger towns, or
if I take a happy ending,
there's
only
only
one,
happy endings left soon.
I've got to leave the bad thing to the end because I want it to leave on a dark note.
Okay, let's say you're in the saloon and you're just looking around and thinking about how things have changed. That's the setup. And if you want, if you decide these guys are still alive, you can say, I see the sheriff there. And whatever.
Thinking about how things have changed, but also how things after 5 years
All right.
are back to the way they were when you were a little prostitute on the prairie.
I'll take a good one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'll get a blue one. I'm gonna say after the bonfire, like I didn't realize. So like
It strengthened your anti-drug
it
stance.
opened my mind.
Okay.
So like my mind was open and I was experiencing new things. Keep in mind this is the Wild West. So her mind is open. She's not as what's the word, as prejudiced, but as like an action. She's not as. I'm just going to say she's not as racist.
Okay.
And in the future, in 5 years down the track, she's married to a black man who owns a saloon.
Okay.
Okay.
But she's not a prostitute anymore.
She's also the town hall.
Okay. But he's okay.
It's very
They have
profitable.
an open relationship.
Yeah, it's very profitable.
Yeah. He's a very good business manager too, because he owns the saloon. All right, cool.
Okay.
Great. Establish your resolve.
It's all right.
Establish your resolve.
I'm going to establish a scene with Griswold. It's like, say, 2 years later on, and he's in the church. He's devastated by the loss of his daughter, so he goes there and grieves every day. And he's like praying for a miracle. Like, just he's praying. He's like become deeply religious. Like, he was never a religious man, but now he's like really
Over
religious.
this 5 years, or yeah.
Yeah. So this is the future.
Yeah.
So are you still on opiates?
Yes.
So you're sitting there with like a massive pipe, just sitting there.
Praying. Yeah.
Is Shaniqua there as well? Because the church is central to you guys' relationship, so it might be good if she's there. Yeah.
She was both the town hall and a counsellor for drug abuse.
But this is only 2 years ahead, right? So this is probably before you married the black man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we resolving it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think Griswold has a vision.
as a what?
A vision. I think he's taking enough opiates to have a revelatory vision. While in church, on his knees, praying and smoking his opiates.
Yeah, we can't take over his scene though. We've got to be careful. He's
keep
allowed
going.
to.
It's the goal.
Okay.
Keep going.
Well, it's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So we've got to resolve the scene. He's already set the scene.
Okay. But maybe some interplay between you two. You're both there.
He can be the vision. Like he's not a character, but the vision itself. He can roleplay the vision.
All right, McGee. A vision of McGee appears to Griswold as he prays for the soul of his departed daughter. We don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
Now this is your scene. So where has Griswold? What's happened to Griswold over these 2 years? That
I reckon you're the pimp daddy, yeah? I reckon you're like the head of the drug cartel.
So you're the sheriff now, baby.
So has Griswold moved on to, or has he died, or is? Well, no, because that.
How do we do this resolution thing for this scene?
Yeah.
So
If Griswold is the vision,
yeah.
is Griswold still in town, or is he elsewhere? Like, is he like
You mean
outside the
McGee
church
is
and you're having a vision of Griswold, or is he elsewhere and that's
You mean
why?
a vision of McGee? He is Griswold.
Sorry,
I'm really
McGee.
confused. I'm like
Ignore.
having a vision of Griswold.
Sorry, replace all of that vision of Griswold with a vision of McGee.
Okay.
Maybe you do have a vision of Griswold.
So he's having a vision of.
You appear to yourself.
So is McGee still alive? Maybe.
It's your scene.
So
Yeah,
McGee is still
okay.
alive, and he's
Whatever
having
you
a
want.
vision that McGee is going to like backstab him and take 100% because we did the 50-50 deal of the
Okay.
profits. So he's having this vision of McGee backstabbing him to take the whole drug trade himself.
All right, and we're resolving this, or do we establish? No, he
he established it.
So the resolution of this, I think, should be that that was an accurate vision, and the drugs and divine intervention have empowered Griswold.
So
To know
it's
of-
good for him because like this he
So he's
takes the
become a
warning
prophet.
seriously and it
Yeah.
kind of saves his ass. It's,
Shall we go with that?
And he becomes a prophet? He's a psychedelic prophet.
He becomes the priest and the drug runner of this little western town.
Whilst also becoming the sheriff because he kills you.
And the owner of the entire drug cartel.
well,
That's a happy
at the
ending
end
for
of the game
Griswold.
we can get more into like the ultimate fates of our characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have one scene left. It's McGee's scene.
I'm going to choose to establish this one because I want to see what you guys do with my ending.
Okay.
It's been 2 years, and this is before you.
So
you're
this is before
you're
that as
5
well.
years later, but this is with it. Like so, leading up into 2 years, the bonfire was horrendous. But the town, for some reason, seeking aid and whatnot, and you know some sort of guidance or whatever, both with a mixture of religious guidance and opiate help, have been very convinced, and everyone in the town basically is. It's unspoken, but everyone's in on the opiate thing, and everyone helps each other out and stuff. Business thrives with Griswold and Sheriff McGee.
Better
People
living
have
to
trusted them for a long time, and now they trust the drugs because you know who doesn't try it first time and just jump right on board. Don't do drugs. Anyway. So that's that, and to establish it, it's been 2 years, and Sheriff McGee has been running this drug ring with Griswold for a very long time. Everything's been really stable and good and happy, and Sheriff McGee is starting to feel a little unsatisfied. It's not quite what it used to be. He used to get a bit of a rush out of the edge of it. And he thinks maybe he could do more with this. Maybe he could take it further. Maybe he could take more than 50% and use the profits to spread the opiates further, to try using various four-horse mail carriages all around Western forts to distribute opiates. And that's his plan. So he's going to backstab Griswold and start a massive west-wide distribution.
Do we want to
trade.
play this out a bit? Like you're coming for him and he knows you're coming for him.
But I don't know him.
No,
Yeah.
So that was only 2 years in the future though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is before you settle down with the
black
inn owner. Yeah.
So Griswold walks into your house like late at night, and he wants to shoot you, but make it look like a suicide.
Because I was planning on doing this tomorrow. I was planning on confronting you tomorrow.
But he's
So-
gonna shoot you, murder you, but make it look like a suicide. And he's gonna be like at work as the sheriff, like somebody.
But
Got the sheriff.
Sheriff
Oh,
McGee
the
wakes
sheriff
up
got
when
the
you're.
sheriff.
Sheriff McGee wakes up as Griswold is looming over his body, and holding a gun, putting it into his own hand, and pushing it towards his temple. And Sheriff McGee, knowing he had these plans tomorrow, is slightly surprised, obviously not knowing what, you know. But anyways, I can't resolve it, so that's I'm just adding some sort of
narrative.
awareness from my end. That what happened? So it's a negative answer. What happened?
It's going to be. I mean, technically under the rules, like the last die, you can say if it's the last die, you can say it's good or bad. Still, it's still a red die, but we can choose to make it good or bad.
For me,
Yeah. But I think we want to make it bad.
yeah, I think it makes the most sense.
I want it to be dark. I want a dark ending.
Yeah. Okay. So this ends badly for you.
It's got to end badly for
A
him.
bullet enters my brain through my temple as I immediately after I shout my last words to Griswold, which were yours, obvious.
You're crowdsourcing your final words.
Resolve it.
Dark sea.
The score is ending on this, so, so you know this better be good.
Dang it.
All right.
Okay. So
Dang
now,
it.
Yeah.
So now, all right. Now we have
got
the
me.
aftermath. All right. So what we do in this step is we roll all the die that we've gathered in front of us. We total each color and subtract the lower total from the higher total.
So if I have all blue, I just add it in.
Oh, you're all blue. Yeah. Wow.
5, 10, 16.
You've had a really happy ending.
Okay, so you have 20 blue, which means your result is fan-fucking-tastic. It's fat times ahead, safe and secure. The thing that would make your life better? Oh, you got it, absolutely. And then some more. Enjoy it.
Fantastic.
That's your new life. It all worked out okay for Shaniqua. She was maybe not so innocent, but she was
She
probably
had a
the most
real-
innocent.
Does my roll count for anything? I'm dead.
No, it still matters. Okay,
Alright.
so what is your total? It's going to be red.
I'm negative 12, red 12.
Okay, yeah, okay. So yours is pretty good. All things considered, you're coming out of this smelling like a rose. You're a little better off.
But this
Maybe-
is bad. This is red.
I know.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Maybe you got the girl, or maybe you just didn't get caught. So maybe the bullet didn't kill you. Think about how to rationalize this, and we'll come back to you in a second. Greg, what's your total?
10. I'm
10 blue. Wow, we've got really good rolls this time. Not too shabby. You've made it out with dignity intact through some fluke. There might even be a little profit or self-respect or something. Time to throw a little party for all your friends.
A hoot nanny. With a bonfire.
Okay, mine is 7 red, which is pathetic. You'll suffer, oh dear God, will you suffer, and everyone will know of your malfeasance, your stupidity, your lack of common sense and decency. You're probably going to be locked up too. All right, well, my character is dead.
Yeah. So
what-
it makes sense.
So the way that with the traditional way to wrap this up is you take the dice in front of you, and you go through each dice, and you say each dice represents something in the aftermath. So this blue dice, this good dice, represents that I died, but Shaniqua survived, and that was something that would have been important to me. This is that I lost my drug business to you two, and you ran it better than I ever could. This red dice is that you buried me in an unmarked grave, and no one ever knew, or cared that I had gone. This bad dice is that you found my secret extra stash of opium and cash, and made off with my legacy. This is that I'm not even recorded in the history books. No one ever. I made no splash. I died alone and forgotten.
I feel like we should go counterclockwise. I feel like it should end with the 2 living characters and have a happy ending.
Okay.
So,
Remember the result was quite good.
why was it quite good?
I mean,
read me the thing again.
What were you
So
two?
although you got shot in the face,
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe you left behind a legacy
Yeah,
to your
it
son
could.
or something.
Yeah, it
How
could be a
about- okay,
legacy thing.
So you know how there's that Ripley's Believe It or Not thing of the dude who faced a firing squad and got 17 bullets to the head and lived? Right. So I had 1 bullet to the head and lived because Griswold left me in a pool of my own blood, and for some reason it missed all the parts of the brain that might have, were especially vital. So the 1 blue dice I have remaining is being alive. Sorry, there's an announcement.
Now closed. We'd like to thank you for coming to visit today.
What is PAX? PAX is closed. Oh, okay.
They didn't do that yesterday.
Anyway,
moving on.
But I have 3 red dice remaining. When morning comes, no, morning doesn't. In the middle of the night, when I have enough, about my senses to gather myself, I wander off.
Dealers and visitors. Day 2 of PAX 2015 is now closed. We would now
You just-
like to ask you to make your way to the tabletop area. We hope to welcome you back again tomorrow. Thank you.
Does that mean tabletop's all good?
Yeah.
Oh, really? All right.
So there's going to be even more people.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. So I wander off into the wilderness with nothing left to my name. I just abandon everything because I've been shot in the head. I know I'm not going to live long. Next red dice, I end up in some no-horse. I won't get to a town. I end up hitchhiking, but who I hitchhike with happened to be a relative of Jorge, who recognized me from a deal years and years and years ago, who ends up, sort of capturing me, and I've lost a lot of, brain cells in the process of being shot in the head. So he sort of treats me like a bit of an animal. And then the last bad dice is the former Sheriff McGee is now 5 years later after the initial incident. back where everything ends, has been in the pen of the pigs of Jorge's brother, feeds on the gruel, and is forced to menial tasks and embarrassing things, and occasionally is whipped for their enjoyment.
But he's lost enough brain that he actually doesn't mind.
Yeah.
Like, he sort of enjoys
It's sort
this
of
life.
like,
He's content.
Sort of like a whatchamacallit of Game of Thrones.
Great.
Bit of a reek.
Just not as depressed.
Yeah.
All right.
In fact, he starts oinking.
Dice number 1 represents that my character become quite wealthy now, owning the drug trade. And he has his fingers in a lot of pies now, sheriff and the drug trade and profit and all that kind of stuff. Now, because of the effect of the death of his daughter and his wealth, he lost pretty much all of his close personal connections. He's having a lot of trouble, like he's very distant to people now. He doesn't have any true friends, close companions, so it makes him a bit miserable. And the good dice is, with the exception of little Timmy, he's a hard worker, he's very cheap, he doesn't have to pay him too much, he's the best employee that...
Maybe he's even the new deputy.
Yeah, he's the new deputy. He's almost like a son now to Griswold. Jeez.
I like it.
Alright, so I gotta think of 4 happy things when I'm trying to make my character have the baddest results possible. Alright. So the first blue dice is due to the fact that she got stoned from the campfire. It's opened her mind to a point where she's become an entrepreneur and is just inventing all kinds of weird and wonderful things that everybody wants to try. And her counselling business is going quite well, but it's not enough to save the town, unfortunately. But it is making a whole lot of cash on the side.
She starts charging for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It definitely sounds like an uphill battle in the town. But maybe there are a lot of people in town who like want to sort of go through the motions of like, I'm going to get clean, I'm going to get clean, but they never really have.
Yeah.
It's part of the town culture, like too deeply.
She's still a prostitute,
Right.
which is interesting.
Well, it's another means of income.
So the next thing, she's getting quite an income from prostitution as well, and she's enjoying it because she gets to have sex all day. So that's nice too.
Yeah.
She's into that now apparently. Shit, what else? She
has a husband, right?
Yeah. So the next one will be that since she's left Jorge, now with her new fella, she has 4 kids and a new vineyard.
4 kids in 5 years.
Yeah. She's
Hard work,
and out the back they've got a vineyard behind their saloon that's making successful wine for the land.
in the Wild West.
Yeah, you can still do that, right?
That's a hardy type of grape.
Yeah, a desert grape. And the last one is she's made an established trade route with the neighbouring cities, and her prostitution and wine rings are extending to other towns.
She's made a prostitution trade route.
Yeah,
Just a one woman, like, that's, oh my god.
not just for her.
Like
The other ladies in the saloon as well.
Oh, okay.
She's not like, it's not just her in the entire
I thought you were thinking
saloon.
like, you know, the book bus that comes out from the libraries that like brings the books to you. Okay.
From her perspective,
all
that
right,
seems
cool.
good.
The end.
The end.
Let's all have a round of applause for our group storytelling. That was good. That was good fun.
Yeah.
And what was the name of the game again?
It's called Fiasco.
Fiasco. Good fun. Definitely worth checking
That
out.
was a bit of fiasco.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's quite a fiasco.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thanks, Dan, for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and we'll see you guys later.
Okay.